Hello everybody. In today's video I'm going to be talking about my experience at the hospital giving birth to our daughter. Me and the mother, her name's Nat, she's my baby mama. Just our experience that we had with the recent epidemic COVID-19 and what the hospital did for us, what we had to do, and just pretty much the time frame we were looking at too, and other details. So please stay tuned. Starting off the video, I use Call of Duty gameplay in the background, as you can see. I know YouTubers that use gameplay background, especially Call of Duty background, I find it annoying that they don't show their class, so I'm actually going to do that real quick just to get that out of the way. So you can see I'm using the Bruin and the Car 98. I am a free-to-play user for Warzone. I don't own the main game, so I have to level these guns up only using with whatever Activision playlist uses, so it's kind of annoying. Now that that's out the way, let's go ahead and move on to the rest of the video. So we gave birth to our beautiful daughter, Eleonora, on May 22nd, 2020. That was on a Friday. We left the hospital a couple days later that weekend, so Sunday the 24th. It was quite different than our son. We had our son at a different hospital, but still in the same town. Our son was pre-COVID-19, so the experience was a little bit different. The main differences was that it was a lot quicker the second go round, and I've heard that before in all our parenting classes and by other moms, that once someone gives birth one time, the second go round is a lot quicker. The hospital required that both of us wear masks at all times. I'm gonna be a little honest, they were not strict at all. They did not enforce this rule. I don't see why they would need to an extent, just because we're all adults. They don't need to parent us. They don't need to be parenting the people visiting the hospital, so they just tell you something once. I mean, that's pretty it at the end of the day. I always wore my mask in the hospital. Eventually, after the birth, and we were moved to like the baby dorm, I suppose. The nurses actually let us know that if we were alone in our room, we could actually take off our masks. We only needed to have the mask on whenever a nurse came in. The mother of Nat, she wore her mask whenever she wanted to, but I mean, at the end of the day, she is giving birth. So during the birth, you know what? I actually cannot remember if she wore a mask giving birth. I know after birth she wore the mask periodically. It just depend. She's kind of stuck in the bed, so her mask, yes, it was mostly at an arm's length. Usually I would hand it to her, but it's just something that really wasn't needed to be enforced. At the end of the day, everyone else is wearing a mask. Continuing on, the nurses always wore their masks. That was just a given. I assume they wore it at all times. Like, I would wear my mask inside and the room whenever there was a nurse, and then whenever I would leave the room, that's when I would actually put on the mask too. 100% every time. Whenever I left our baby room to either go get ice at the ice machine, get water, get juice, to whatever, for whatever reason, take a walk, whatever reason I left the room, I would put on a mask. So what happened that day is I was actually working on Friday, so it was in the morning. I was working normally. Nat actually went in to the hospital to get a pre-screening because we were actually scheduled to give birth the following week. So she goes to see her doctor in the morning, and I don't know the details. So for whatever reason, the doctor screens Natalie, and they find that the baby's coming today. They want to deliver it today from that pre-screening. So she calls me, lets me know, Trey, you need to get ready because the doctor says the baby's gonna come today. So I immediately tell work, hey, I actually have to get off now. I'm so sorry, but my baby's coming a little early, and they were totally understanding. I log off of work. I'm actually working remotely, so it was a lot easier to that extent. I was watching my son Dimitri at the time, so I had to get him ready along with me getting ready. So my son was actually not allowed to go to the hospital. So when I say get ready, just pretty much get him dressed, make him ready so his grandparents can take care of him for the rest of the day. I'm pretty sure he was still in his pajamas. So I get him ready so grandparents can take over for him, and I get ready myself. So I get dressed. I'm pretty sure I was in my pajamas still at that time because it was still in the morning. I get dressed. I start packing everything that we already planned to have ready for the hospital. So we have like our little go bag. So I packed a few extra snacks in it. I believe maybe some extra socks or some just random things that just weren't in the bag already. Natalie comes home and she gets Dimitri ready for his grandparents to take over him, and then me and Nat go to the hospital. We get checked in. It's like 30-40 minutes, and we finally get to the delivery room that we're going to be in whenever the baby comes. And so at that time, nurses come in and they ask Natalie questions like how she's doing, answering anything. We talk about COVID, how it's so different now with COVID, and we have to wear masks. They were very helpful. Some of them more helpful than others, I suppose, and to an extent, but nonetheless, they all got the job done. I remember during birth, so our daughter comes, Eleonora comes out, and the main doctor says, time. And I wait maybe half a second. I don't see in the corner of my eye any nurses looking at a watch or a clock. So that's when I pull out my phone and then I say the time, 4:16. So I thought that was a fun experience for me, to say the least, that I did get to say the time to the doctor instead of one of the nurses. I also cut the umbilical cord, so that was quick and fun. I did not want to see any of the delivery down there. I stayed with Nat upstairs, just focused on her and just having a good time. I remember when the baby did come out and I hear her cry, I started laughing. Tears came to my eyes. It was a great moment. Just like my son when he came. It's pretty much the same experience in that regards. Cutting his umbilical cord, cutting hers. Nothing different there. The main difference is that the nurses are wearing masks. Oh wait, now that I think about it, I'm pretty sure the nurses wore masks with my son. So anyway, Natalie was supposed to take a COVID test, actually. I think she was supposed to take it either that day or possibly like the following day. I think you take the test maybe like 3 or 4 days prior to giving birth that you're scheduled to. This way the test can come out and you can see the results, and then depending if you're positive or negative for the virus, they handle your delivery a little bit differently. But because her baby was coming sooner than expected, there was no time to do the test because they wouldn't have gotten the results until after we were done at the hospital, pretty much leaving, so there's no point. I remember the mother got to have whatever food she wanted from the cafeteria. She pretty much could eat like 4 meals. They probably would have cut it off at 4 meals, but she could have eaten more meals than usual. I know I was given 2 meals, and so I pretty much just ate like a midday breakfast, or not midday, like kind of like later in the day breakfast than usual, and then dinner. So, and we brought snacks, so that was enough for me. I was pretty much good with the amount of food I was given through the cafeteria. One thing I do remember is the foods you chose, like a main entree, and then like a side, 2 sides, and then a dessert and a drink. The dessert was only one small serving of a dessert, so you could have pudding, ice cream, sugar-free options like sugar-free pudding, stuff like that. And I remember seeing on the dessert menu the option for like vanilla ice cream and then peach cobbler or peach pie. I think it was pie, not cobbler. But I just kept thinking like, oh man, that's 2 separate desserts. So like, what if I get Natalie, I ask for hers to be ice cream, and then I ask mine for peach pie, and then we can combine them, and then we get ice cream on top of pie, one of the best top tier desserts you could get. And the nurse told me before we ordered after we gave birth, we started looking for food at that point. The nurse told me that the mother can get whatever she wants, and then I'm only limited to what the normal entree amount is. And I had to call the cafeteria, and you had to place your order prior to a certain time. I think it was like 6 p.m. I called the cafeteria, placed Natalie's order for normal entree, sides, and for dessert, I asked for 2 desserts. I say, hey, can the mom get ice cream and pie? And they're like, yeah. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. And then when I just got an additional dessert with me. I can't remember what I got. Maybe pudding or something to that regards. So Natalie actually, I got to keep Natalie's dessert, and she took mine. So I got to have the ice cream with pie, and she got whatever was my dessert that we agreed to. I can't remember. I think it was pudding for that first day, and I mean, that made me happy. Like I was good. That was a great day. And same with my son when we gave birth to him. That was a great day as well. I mean, that was pretty much the experience. Like those. What did I talk about at the hospital? Talking about giving birth, and then talk about eating. That was my experience at the hospital. Yeah, I'm sure that's gonna go well with everybody watching the video. But I mean, that was it. Other than the fact that the patients had to wear masks, and I wasn't allowed to leave. If I left the hospital itself, like to an extent, if I left like a certain hallway, that was pretty much it. Or if I got an elevator, that was pretty much it. I was not allowed to come back to the baby dorm. I was not allowed to come back to see my baby mama or my new baby. Nurses did tell me that unfortunately some fathers would leave to go to the car, and I mean, they couldn't come back. That was it. Like, for whatever reason, they had to go to their car. They had to go outside, but they did not let them back in. It's unfortunate. They told me some fathers did miss the birth of their child. It's just something that, man, it's just unfortunate that it happens. Just to wrap it up, I had fun. I mean, he was giving birth at the hospital. It's kind of what you expect at the end of the day. A lot of sitting around and a lot of nurses coming in and out. The baby comes out. At that point, you're down to just like one nurse that you see every now and then. And I mean, that's it. Then you just wait. You feed the baby, change the baby, sleep with the baby. And the baby gets tested. As long as everything looks good with the doctors and the nurses, you get to go home. And that's what happened. If you like what you saw here, please feel free to follow, subscribe. If you liked the video, please feel free to leave a like. If you didn't like the video, please feel free to dislike it and tell me why in the comments why you didn't like the video. If you liked my gameplay, let me know too. If you don't like the gameplay, tell me that too. I'm trying to improve everything. At the end of the day, I would love where every video I make, I do improve in some aspects. So let me know if I need to improve in the commentary. Let me know if I need to improve in the gameplay. It was a pleasure speaking with you guys. I hope everyone has a great day. Please stay safe out there, and after every Warzone match, you do interact with over 100 people. Please wash your hands. There's a lot of germ spreading playing these games, so please stay cleanly and do what you think is right. All right. Hope everyone has a great day. Bye bye.